I think we good. I think we good. Let's start this right. Yeah. 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 Y'all hear it? Some applause. Y'all already know what time it is. What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and I'm joined with my special guest friend, great friend of mine, friend to the show, and all around solid dude and an outstanding producer, outstanding super producer, my good man's Jokey from Jokey Entertainment. Thank you for tapping in with us tonight.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Y'all already know it's going to be a jam-packed show, and we can't wait. It's been a crazy couple of days. A whole bunch of stuff is circulating. It's still circulating in right now. So we're going to have some fun tonight, y'all. Again, I want to thank some of them day ones for tapping in already. Shout out to Lisa in the building. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Shout out to IK Lover in the building. Nothing but love and appreciation for y'all for tapping in and making sure, we have this great conversation. So we're gonna get right to it. I want to start the show off again. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're at 9,300. So again, y'all continue to help with the growth of the show, y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share some clips. I mean, our clips is very entertaining. It's thought provoking. It's a conversational starter with anybody that you know, friend, family, or even an associate. So don't be afraid to share clips and show that love to the show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that all notification bell because you just never know when we're gonna pop up and and talk. So I want to again encourage y'all to continue to help us with the growth of the show. We almost at the 10,000 subs for the show. Also, a quick thank you on my Ready to Live album. Two of the songs have went over 100,000 streams on Spotify alone. One is Juice, just went over 100,000 streams, and Trophy Room just went over 101,000 streams. So thank y'all for supporting my music, supporting that album. And those are two songs from that same album, from the Ready to Live album. Again, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. All right, y'all, without further ado, first topic of the night, first segment of the night, I should say, popular opinions. And again, y'all, these are not our questions, these are the word questions. So stick to the answers in the questions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records, where the label motto is create, document, and inspire. So make sure you stay in tune by going to Instagram at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. All right, y'all. First question of the night. As a country, what do we need more? As a country, what do we need more? Number one, lower cost of living. Number two, jobs, more jobs. Three, family units, like bring back family unit. Four, reconstructed laws. So again, y'all, that's one, lower cost of living. Two, more jobs. Three, family units. Four, reconstructed laws. Let us know what y'all think in the chat. Which one do you think we need more? What about you, bro? Which one you think?
What's the biggest priority of the country? You understand? Like whatever the biggest priority is, you have to. I don't know. That's a hard one because you need all of them. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, uh-huh,
uh,
yep, yeah,
I'll let the crowd decide that one because I feel like you need all of them. I feel like all of them is equally, depending on who you ask, is going to be the most important. You know?
yeah, very true, very true. In the chat, it's like a mix of things. So before I get to
Yeah.
the chat, for me, me personally, I look at it like this. If you have lower cost of living, this fixes everything, in my opinion. Well, everything that's on this list. Well, almost. So, for example, I just think number one is a triple down effect. So, lower
Mhm.
cost of living. If you have a lower cost of living, people are going to have a little bit less anxiety. You're gonna have more people that have homes, whether it's rent, whether it's ownership. Um, when people have more money in their pocket, the view of family structure. Hey man, we should get together. We should have a barbecue. We should, we should do something as a family. People feel more together when they have more resources in their pockets. Now, lower cost of living, it kind of equal itself out with jobs, because if you could get a job and work your job, you don't have to have two, three, four jobs just to, you know, take care of yourself, And if you have to work more jobs, then you're not going to see your family as much, and you're not going to have lower cost of living. So I just think that it kind of fixes everything in that particular way. Reconstructed laws is a great one as well, but I'd say lower cost of living is a trickle down effect to everything else, in my
I
opinion.
feel like all of them is a band-aid to the bigger problem because the
Okay.
world is going in a different direction, period.
Hmm.
You understand? You may say all of those things, but we even going into an AI world where there might not even be jobs in the next 5 years.
That's a
You know what
good.
I'm saying?
That's a good point.
So I
So,
don't think you could easily say none of those things is going to improve the country. I mean, it depends. That's why I said you kind of need all of them, but I mean, what is the real problem? You understand?
hmm, yeah, yeah. I mean, because when I look at the situation, right, I would hope that if you got more people with more money in their pocket, they're going to do less crimes. So you wouldn't necessarily need to reconstruct the laws as well, too. But you do bring up a great point. Based
Hmm.
on where we're heading, I mean, do any of these is any of these going to be effective moving forward?
That whole
So,
list is probably not even going to matter in 5 years, if you be honest.
hmm,
You
but
understand?
but in the chat they say family unit. They saying family unit. They saying lower cost of living as well. So that
Mhm.
it's a mix of both. So I'm not going to lie. I miss the family unit. I miss, like really feeling like I have a family unit that I could really rock with and have with, my mom, my dad, my older brother, cousins, aunts, I had more like adopted uncles, like my real uncle. We ain't never been tight like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Was biological, I should say. The men that I look at as my uncles, I look at them as like real uncles. You know what I mean? Because we had a family unit. There was a family unit there. Um, so I missed the family unit, but to appease the question, I'm gonna go with number one. Uh, the rest, the chat went with one as well, three as
Mhm.
well. The rest of the world at 45%.
You froze.
Hear me now?
You froze for a second. I do. I didn't see the answer. I don't think everybody saw the answer or
Okay,
heard it.
okay, so if y'all didn't see the answer, at 45%, the rest of the world went with family units. What do you think about that?
Again, because now you're looking at the climate. We're even now, even with family units, you're forced to on the one side of perspective of being a renter. You can't even own your own family unit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the
Not even,
dynamics is not the same. I'm just saying
mm-hmm.
we
It's
have
like,
bigger
it's like
problems.
my bad.
Huh?
Go ahead. My bad.
I'm just saying we have bigger problems. I think all of those is a band-aid to a bigger wound. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, right now, it feels like there's no more options. It just feels like
Right. Right.
one stringent thing that everybody has to go along. And it's funny how movies kind of dictate real life. And this is why I say that a lot of writers is not lit when they write this thing and they put it in a movie and then it just happens. So, for example, I love watching movies because it represents everyday life in some form or fashion. So there's a movie
Right.
called Sorry to Bother You. Not to go off on a tangent, but it's a movie called Sorry to Bother You, where there's a part in the movie where It's basically working for a big corporation.
Mm-hmm.
When you work with that big corporation, now you have to move in to the big corporation house. So it's
Mm-hmm.
basically you don't even get your own room. You share a room like a hostel, and you
Right.
basically get a bunk bed in that room where you live, and then you go to work for the major company, and that's how you live.
Yeah.
So there is no more choice to ownership or to having your own. It's like the way it's been constructed is like having some sort of slavery of such because you have people that can only afford to live at this place and
You
work.
ever seen them documentaries with those workers that work in Dubai and places like that? How they live their living conditions. Some of them be away from their family for months and be living in these bunk beds and crazy conditions, like sharing a room with like 8, 9 people and all type of stuff like that. I could see the United States going being like that in 5, 6 years.
Hmm. I mean, because we see, like I said, we see it in movies, and it's prevalent
Mhm.
in this movie. So it's so weird that when I have these discussions about movies, and people are like, "Yo, man, you such a conspiracy
Mhm.
theorist." I'm like, "No, no, no. You really have
Mhm.
the writings
Mhm.
or with these type of themes that's being."
Mhm.
All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. Best hip hop movie on this list. Best hip hop movie on this list. Number one, 8 Mile. Number two, Fly By Night. Number three, Hustle and Flow. Number four, Crush Groove. Let us know what y'all think in the chat.
Hmm. Damn, you tough today. Um, I mean, Crush Groove is always has a place in my heart, but I like the way 8 Mile was written. Hustle and Flow was good too, but I have to go with Crush Groove just because, humbling beginnings, like where we all came from.
hmm hmm So some movies, I watched the movie the other day and it was so
Mm.
dated and it was so trash. But when it came out, I enjoyed the movie.
Right.
And this hip hop movie was called, well, you know it. It's called Rapping.
Right. Okay.
It has a great story with the fact that they in the slums, they trying to do whatever to get it. The older brother get a shot, and he kind of got to sell his soul a little bit, and but he found a way to you know bring the hood to
Hmm.
stream, but not understanding business. So it was a whole lot going on in rapping. So when I
Hmm.
now the message of the movie is excellent, but it's trash, and because it's not authentic. And as much as I respect Mario Van Peebles as an actor,
Hmm.
it felt like they took like a good looking dude, pause, and put him
Hmm.
to play a rapper. It didn't feel authentic. Like, yo, this guy
Right.
can
Right.
rap,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But I respect it though. Like the movie was still what it was.
Right.
But when I watch it today, it's like,
But but you got to look at things like Crush Groove. Why I feel like it's important, and I will always pick that too. Like even if you watching a debate, like if you see Lord Jamar against Crazy Legs when he was beefing about the impact that Latinos had in hip hop, right? Use that as an example. If it wasn't for movies like Wild Style and Breaking and stuff like that, and you actually seen it because you have the historical documents, you have the historical videos and movies to see this to even combat this argument. You understand? Sometimes history is important because if you don't have things that preserve our history, you can change it, change the narrative per se, or cause division per se. When you can see like Wild Style was the Latino culture definitely contributed to hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So that's why I say like certain shows, like to me, it's no debate. It's Crush Groove because it's history in it. You know what I'm saying? You can't erase the Fat Boys, Run DMC. Like there was certain groups that pioneered so these kids could make a living doing this. You know what I'm saying?
facts. That's a fact. I agree. Uh, but the movie I'm gonna say is probably the best all time on this list. Uh,
Mhm.
like, let's be honest. Without Crush Groove, these movies don't exist because
Right.
first of it,
That's not right.
it's the first of its kind. The the stars in Crush Groove,
A legend,
I,
legendary,
I let
legend.
it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm saying this nicely.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. When you talk about the amount of legends that was in Crush Groove,
Mm-hmm.
compared
Mm-hmm.
to any other movie after that,
Right.
any other movie after that. But I'm also combining storyline, entertainment, being compelling, and being about hip hop.
But listen, not impact.
Impact is also
Impact. I'm just
impact
saying.
impact
uh,
is always going to be a factor. Impact
yeah.
is going to be a factor. But I'm going to say, because I'm seeing in the chat, I'm seeing 8 Mile
Mm-hmm.
chat
Mm-hmm.
in the chat. But me personally, I'm going to say Fly By Night. Me personally, me
Mm-hmm.
Fly By Night covered everything. The only problem with Fly By Night is that it didn't have a big star.
Mm-hmm.
But Fly By Night was the actual grind from being, I have a dream, I have talent, I'm gonna go do the circuit, and then I'm gonna kind of like make it, and then I'm gonna go get signed. And then what it entailed with the being signed, like you really signing, a raping record. They gonna rape you, and they telling you like, yo, we gonna make majority of the money, and we know
Mm-hmm.
because your
Mm-hmm.
genre might not succeed. Like,
But you do know that hip hop didn't start that way though.
correct.
Okay, so like I'm saying, like I get it, like the struggle of a rapper, and but I'm talking about being at the parties at the time when there was the MC, the transition from the MC to the rapper, the graffiti writing on the wall. You understand the break dancing and the popping and locking. We went and got the cardboard box and put it on the floor, and we got busy.
Yeah,
Like you had to have been there. Like for those movies like that, it's important because hip hop has. I mean, people really should understand the origins of the culture.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
facts. Shout out to Rowan Jack in the building, one of our day ones in
Yeah.
Baucho.
What's up? What's up, Roller Jock?
Shout out to James, another badge holder. John Smith, another badge holder. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. But no, I agree with you on all that. But as far as
Mm-hmm.
everything, adding on to what you're saying, having a compelling story, the impact in itself, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, being entertaining, I'm going to say Fly By Night because again,
Mm-hmm.
that it showed the true essence of a rapper. I'm talking about just straight rap, hip hop, and
Mm-hmm.
where the struggle was real and you had to deal with the reality versus the.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, I'm going with Fly By Night, and then the songs in Fly By Night was original, and I could still rap those songs in like any day of the
Mm-hmm.
week too. So me, I went with Fly By Night. My brother went with Crush Groove. The rest of the world at 41% went with
8 Mile, brother. Huh?
Flow. What do you?
Really?
Yeah,
I,
Hunt.
I, I wonder the age group of the people that's there. I'm just curious.
Okay, okay,
I'm just
okay.
curious.
That's fair. Okay,
Yeah.
but what do you think of most of the people going with Hustle and Flow?
I'm not mad at none of them. All of them were excellent movies. All of them were excellent movies.
Hmm.
So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the answer.
I agree. And see, each hip hop movie has its pantheon in the place, right? Crush Groove is high,
Mm-hmm.
crazy about rapping, but rapping has a place in there. When you talk about the other joint, the other old school joint, they was real focused on the DJ and the graffiti and
Hip hop, the whole culture, the whole culture. Yeah.
the whole. But there's another movie that I'm thinking about.
Beat Street.
B Street. B Street.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
about the whole culture, but Pacific
Mm-hmm.
producer and
Mm-hmm.
and the dance as well. So each
Mm-hmm.
rap movie has its pantheon in the order on how things are being done now.
Right. Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
like I said last episode, I would love to see a movie like a newer version of Mo Better Blues, but
Right.
hip style.
Right.
Mo Better Blues came out. It came out at a time where blues was basically dead, and you had
Mm-hmm.
young, good-looking people, women around just looking sexy. And
What about Cadillac Records? That had, Cadillac Records was good with Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf, and that was a great movie.
fire movie. Shout out to my bro Rayon Lawrence and that
Mm-hmm.
well. Fire movie, but again, if we're talking about hip hop, we
Mm-hmm.
have a sexy hip hop movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Better
Mm-hmm.
Blues was
Love and Basketball. No, not Love and Basketball. What's that? Damn. Disregard.
okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I can't remember the movie. That's why I can't remember it.
But there's several hip hop movies that are fire movies. But to me, Mo Better Blues was done in a way where you appreciate the art, and then they did it with people that you felt was authentic young jazz musicians. Like
Mm-hmm.
you felt like Denzel Washington was a dude named Bleak. You felt like Wesley Snipes
Wesley Snipes, right?
was a
Mm-hmm.
Shadow
Mm-hmm.
Henderson. Like you felt.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have a hip hop movie that is appreciating hip hop in that manner for the newer generation. If we're talking about older movies, Crush Groove is a great movie, but I don't believe that the younger generation would appreciate it as much as the older generation. So we need that movie that's here that talks about the old and the new.
How'd you feel about NWA?
Fire movie.
That
But
you didn't think that accomplished the goal?
it it did, but I see it at more as a biopic. Even though
Mhm,
we talked about hip hop, that movie's a bit unfair because it's a biopic.
mhm.
You know,
It was. Mhm.
so that's why I don't put NWA solely in hip hop movies because it would be unfair. Like if
Mhm.
I put that on this list, then honestly, I think that most of the people would say the NWA movie.
Yeah, they would, because it's current. That's what I'm trying to say. But I believe like impactful, like knowing the history of things is very important. Like even now, the debates that we're having, like social media is turned upside down with narratives to this day. Like even the segregation of hip hop is really bothering me at this point. Like to try to separate the Latino and Black culture from hip hop is devious almost.
But is it devious if we can't be honest on the origin? And I think that's the main problem of what's going on because it seems like to me that anytime that we make claim to something as far as culture,
Mhm,
y'all know I hate
mhm.
the word black because that's not what we are. We're not three-fifths of a person or a people. But as cultured people, it seems like there's a problem where us saying that we started something even though you contributed. That's like saying I started the show, but I have people that help contribute to the growth of the show.
But let me ask you a question though. You didn't think Latin music had a big part to do with hip hop? Because it was very band orientated when hip hop first started. So I'm saying that you can't necessarily say that Black people started hip hop alone. First of all, we all lived in the slums together. We all did it together. Now maybe the Black rappers were getting more popular than the Latino rappers, but as far as breakdancing and graffiti and everything else, and even the support of the cultures, Latino was right there neck and neck with us the whole time.
But
If
this
you ever went to Latin quarters, if you ever went to certain places where
right,
everyone was at, it wasn't just Black people there. It was Black and Hispanics the whole time.
right. So this see, and that's where I part ways on that mindset is because there's a difference between starting something and contributing. Contributing that means that you contributed to the culture, and I'm not saying that because I don't even like separating Latinos from cultured people. I don't like to do that because I feel like we're one and the same. You got dropped. If we go and go by the so-called slavery story, then these people got dropped off over here. We got dropped off over here. But starting
Right.
and contributing something is two different things. It's two different things. And when we say we started something, then there's an issue to it. By you saying you contributing doesn't mean that it's taken away from you not starting it. Starting something and contributing something is two different things. So the fact that you said that they, Latin quarters, again, my oldest brother was 10 years older than me. So
Mm-hmm.
his experiences, I've heard and learned his experience just being the little brother. So I know
Right.
the Latin quarters. I know about breakdancing.
Union Square. Yeah, yeah.
Brother was in the house with his older friends with the, what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
dancing and going crazy. And my mother walking in the door like, what the hell are y'all doing in my living room, tearing my house apart? You know what I'm saying? So I remember that time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a start and there's a contribution. Contribution doesn't dictate starting.
So
That's
what are you saying though? I want to hear it though. What are you saying?
I'm I'm,
uh,
I'm saying we started the art form and
mhm.
people help contribute to it.
I
And
feel like, in my opinion, I feel we both started. I feel like we both contributed and started. I feel like all that the movement started at the same time. Just like perfect example, you watch the beginning of drill, right?
Mhm.
Same thing. We in the era we watching it. You can't say who started that. You see the Latino community because drill is literally Latino music slowed down. Like if you really listen, like we're both in it. It's the same thing. You can't say who started what if you using a certain style of music. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like theory wise, you listen to drill music, it's Latino music. There's no debate about that.
Well, there's no debate. The drill came from Canada.
But I'm talking about the actual music. Do you really like you listen to the rhythm of the
Yeah,
music? Yeah,
yes.
it's Latino music. Like there's no I mean you can't get around it. You don't think so?
But drill is not the start. See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
You
I'm
could
not saying no, I'm using it as an example. You
I
can't say one specific race started that though. Like it's integrated. Like you understand what I'm trying to say?
hip hop is a subculture, point blank. So it can't be one without the other in a sense where the growth of it. Same thing like sports. Sports is a subculture, right? Where you
Right.
got people that's about the sports and it crosses race, it crosses social background.
I agree with that.
Right?
Hmm.
So it's a subculture, right? But to say that we started something is basically buying the land. The contribution is helping me clean up the store and helping me buy more land and helping me buy more stores. That's not wrong in saying that.
I see what you're saying, but okay, if you go and buy that, do we own land in do we own land in this thing right here?
We damn sure don't,
We you know,
but
I'm saying they practically rocked it so bad. To be honest, you can't make a dime now. If I was an independent artist right now, you can't just do music and survive.
right, but it's all see. So two things.
Hmm.
Just because we don't own the culture, that don't mean it's not our culture. And a lot of people would say, well, y'all don't own it, so you can't speak on it. How can we not speak on it when we are the main contributors to it? So you can't say we don't own something because without us in it, it don't move. Second thing, second thing, second thing. As far as artists, if you're independent, it's all about accumulation. You have to accumulate. Whether if
Hmm.
you get about 100,000 plays over here, 100,000 plays over there, 10,000 plays over here. You have to accumulate everything. You can't expect to get from one particular thing to make money and that's going to be that. No,
Of course not. No.
you have to get it from everywhere in this day.
Hmm.
You have to, get it online. You have to be able to do shows. You have to be able to find a way to get some sort of fee for your records. It's accumulation of things when you're independent, y'all. So that's how that works all together. Quick shout out to Mustafa in the building.
Yeah, I was saying what's up, and I was trying to type it in for everybody that's joining in.
Rowan Jack, the massacre. It's the tap dance of my people. No, the Macarena is the tap dance.
Mhm.
But this is a conversation that it gets so passionate because we also passionate about this art form, right? And I don't think there's a negative to saying that somebody started something and to say that somebody
Now,
contributed.
that's where I disagree because, like, even in the history, right? I'm gonna give an example again. It's not the same thing, but I'm gonna give an example. You got the Seminole movement, right? You had the Africans, and they moved with the Native Americans to certain lands, right? And then when they move to the land, they live on the land. The Native Americans made a constitutional settlement with the government and cut out the Africans out the deal, saying it's their land, it's not their land, and they move together. So narratives is important because, like you said, ownership, right? You see what I'm trying to say? That's where it gets deviant and the segregation of it. And now we even gatekeeping, like it's deviant. Like even perfect example. Beyonce. No, she's kind of being segregated from country hip hop, kind of, right? Right? Or even that what was that black singer that he had the #1 record, but they weren't nominated for a country music award.
Little Nas.
No, I forgot his name, but it's that's what I'm saying, the gatekeeper, right? When we started that culture as well, right? So it's absolutely important to know the narrative. It's absolutely important to know the story. You understand? Because now the narrative is being written and now you lose ownership. It's been capitalized. Just like somebody taught me, the black man invented the traffic light and the white man invented the traffic ticket, right? See what I'm trying to say? So, the narrative is important. The history is important. That's why I say I'm into the history of things because ownership, it's mine. You took it. You stole it.
But see, I don't think that's what we're saying in this argument.
No, I'm not saying that, but we sidebarring. We
Right.
talking about why it's important
Right.
to
Right.
why it's important. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? No, that's right.
And that's one last thing I wanted to point out. Shout out to Biggs in the building. Shout out to
Yeah.
Biggs. That's one last thing I want to point out is that having ownership of something or saying that you started something is not negating the the you know the is not negating the accomplishment of the fact that contributing to the art form. But owning something that's a whole nother conversation when it comes to hip hop because even though something is started and by the way we don't own it, who's the most the biggest contributors to hip hop? It's not us when it comes to
No,
league.
no, it's not. It's
So
not. I
uh,
agree with you. I'm agreeing with you.
that conversation has so much layers of ownership. So
Mhm.
but we have to be honest. And it just seems like when it comes to the culture in itself, again, what I mean by culture, I mean us as people. When we say we own something or we started something, everybody want to jump on it. But when
Mhm.
it comes to really embodying something, like yo, don't associate
Mhm.
me with the niggas. Like
Mhm.
I ain't cultured like that. So it's like,
Mhm.
one is it, bro? Is you
Mhm.
or is you not?
Mhm. That's what makes me angry about the situation, the divisiveness. Now the support is going like this.
Hmm.
Certain artists is getting more love than certain artists, and it's not cool. It's like I feel like the divisiveness of it. You understand?
Hmm. Rowan Jack, my dog Rowan Jack in the building, showing that gold member in the chat. You have to be becoming a regular. We need a
Like Constantine has petty thought
like
for applause. Good to see. Good to see you too, Ronan.
yeah, that's fire.
Yes, my man.
Love it, love it. Yeah, so I just think that conversation, and we're gonna get into it a little bit later because one of the topics is heading that way as well. All right,
Mm-hmm.
on to our next segment. Hollywood need to ask us. Again, we came up with this segment because Hollywood has given us a lot of trash movies we didn't ask for.
Tell me about
We got great ideas for movies and
it.
shows.
Mhm.
All right, so Hollywood need to ask us for this episode. I want to see, I want to see a TV show based on politics. And I want to see it done in a very real, serious way, but also comedy way as well. A shout out to Mars in the building. My dog Mars Money from Brooklyn in the building. My dog from Flatbush. Appreciate you tapping in, my man. Appreciate that. But I want to see a political show, and basically I thought of this idea by seeing the Jimmy Carter funeral, where you had all the, the past and the present presidents. You had people that was running up, and the amount of energy that was going on amongst those couple of roles right there, and it was so non-verbal that
Yo, but Barack, man, no disrespect. I'm not trying to start no. Yo, man, Barack let me down, though, bro.
why?
Yo, you saw the way he was kikiing with Trump. All that you saw? Did you not see that? And yo, and where was Michelle, bro?
She was she was on vacation. That's
what's Michelle, bro?
She was on vacation.
Where was Michelle?
That's the story, right? So, see, here's the thing with politics, and I peeped it later in my 30s, opposed to a young. I realized politics is WWE, bro. It's WWE, and if you're an avid watcher of the Boondocks like I am, they said it in the Boondocks where there was something that happened with Riley, and they was going back and forth, and then but in the back room she was cool with Rollo, good love, and I really feel like being a politician is a job. Brother,
yeah, but you don't kiss, you don't talk all that, Mister Turn around and kiss the he kissed the ring, bro. But I'm sorry, he kissed the ring. Oh man, yeah.
I'm not defending it. But I'm saying being in a politician, that's a business, bro. That like you have to have adversaries to sell books. You have to have adversaries to push your narrative, because without it, there's no narrative to push. You need that. You need the yin and the yang. So to see them keep keying, I'm not surprised.
I don't know, man. That I ain't gonna lie, he let me down, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I looked at that, I was like, nah, man. I can't believe I'm seeing this. I can't. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. That's all I'm. It looked like he kissed the ring for real.
Again, I don't have a dog in the fight either way. Because what I realize, none of these politicians really speak for me.
Nah.
So I don't have a dog in the fight either way. I am a Republican, but I don't have a dog in the fight in the sense where, like, I have hope for somebody to make change, and this is how it's going to be, right? Yeah. So, but to see that interaction, especially the nonverbal, especially when Kamala, when she sat down, she purposely put her husband in front of her.
Right.
So when she sat down, she didn't want to speak to nobody.
Right.
So now when she turned and she got returned energy, that Barack wasn't there. They looked at her like, oh, so you ain't gonna speak? All right, cool. So now when he's speaking to Trump and she looks back and she looks up, and you could tell when a woman is mad, like that's a mad woman's face right there. She was pissed.
I don't know. I didn't see. The only thing I knew for sure, I knew Pence wife stood on business. She was not trying to. But I don't know. I just felt like Obama was too chummy with Trump. That that was crazy to me. And where was Michelle? Where was she? That was weird to me.
They kept saying she was on vacation.
Okay.
I Caleb, it's already comedy every day. What more? I see more of that thing, but it's too funny. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen a movie called Distinguished Gentleman, and I recommended that y'all watch it.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Fire movie. It talks about politics, and you kind of could see the movement. I want to see a show based on this because I think it would be excellent, me personally. So that's what I would want to see. I think that would be dope. So what they say in the chat, I'm telling you, all that Miss Slanging is just for immediate rating. I'm telling you, man, it's for the immediate.
But
Hey,
let me ask you, you believe that Michelle went on vacation without Barack?
who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You believe she went on vacation without her?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I know women or women that go on vacations all the time without their husband.
Yeah, but are you known for her to go without him?
I don't know them.
That's all. But I'm just saying, have you
Yeah,
ever heard of that though?
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Regardless if it's true or not, she wasn't there.
Yeah, I agree, Mars. I agree. I
So,
agree. I agree. I agree. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, either
Do
way,
you think if she was there, he would have been chummy like that?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I
I,
don't think so. She'd be like, what the She'd have gave him that hit like, what are you doing?
I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure
Man.
because again, men, we don't lead by emotions. Just having a conversation. If we really got a problem with somebody, we're going to address it and move it forward. We don't necessarily have to be chummy with you, but we don't necessarily have to be like, all right, get out my face. Like,
Bro, this is the man that said you wasn't even a legal citizen.
facts.
There's nothing to say. Like, yo, this is the same man that ran a campaign against you being an American. You was not an American citizen.
Facts. And this is the same
I
man.
would not be chummy. I'll shake your hand that's professionalism. I'm not gonna sit there and be on your shoulder kicking it. Nah, bro. Played yourself. Huh? He played himself, bro.
You made it seem like it's like, yo, yeah, so
Yo, watch that again. Yeah, man, he was all in his ear like it was crazy. It was crazy. I was bugging out when I seen it. I was like, I can't believe that he chummy like that. He didn't.
yeah,
You crazy. Nobody spoke to homeboy like that. Nobody spoke to him like that.
roll with it. Yeah, I believe you, Moss. I agree with you. I don't think he really rocked with Kamala like that. I don't. It's all a narrative. That's what
Mhm.
all play a part in a role in this thing called politics. Is WWE. They gotta sell books. They gotta sell tickets.
Hey Mars, no disrespect. Obama looked real shady on right there. I ain't gonna lie. He looked phony to me. I ain't gonna lie. That was phony as hell. Like, god damn, bro.
But again, I would love to see a show based on that premise alone that we see for the Jimmy Carter's funeral with the politics. All right, moving on to our next segment, our must see segment, must see movies. My first must see movie other night, I got three of them for you as usual for y'all. Came out in 1997. This movie is called Air Force One. It's funny how we talking about politics. Directed by Wolfgang Patterson. This movie stars Harrison Ford, Gary Oldman, Glenn Clove, Wendy Carlson, William Marcy Lacine, Matthew. Fire movie about the president leaving Moscow. He done made a big speech about how he wants to change things, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for you, so make sure you tap in to see Air Force One. That was hilarious. Are you talking about? I said, yeah,
Oh, they having a sidebar up in
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's a must see movie. Make sure y'all tap into Air Force One. Second must see movie came out in 1996, directed by Stuart Berhard. This movie's called Executive Decision. This is one of the most slept on casts out. So this movie stars Kurt Russell, Steven Seagal, Halle Berry, John Leguizamo, Oliver Platt, Joe Morton, B.D. Wong, and J.T. Walsh. Fire cast. This movie's about where you have these band the Allah, the band of Allah takes over the plane, and they trying to do a big thing where they have to watch the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all. Make sure you tap into Executive Decision. Third and final movie that you must see came out in 1991, directed by Stan the this movie's called Necessary Roughness. Fire comedy. It's such a good laugh with Scott Bokla, Kathy Ireland, Sinbad, Peter, not to Tusiap. I'm sorry, y'all. Not to Tusiaso. It's a Hawaiian name, so I slaughtered his name a little bit. Rob Schneider, Jason Bateman, Hector, Alexander, and Robert Lagala. Fire movie about a 30-year-old going back to play college football. This was before the NIL deals. He still had his eligibility, and the coach convinced him to go back to play college football. And you have to see the rest of the movie. It is hilarious. So again, my 3 must-see movies is Air Force One, Executive Decision, and Necessary Roughness. Make sure y'all go look that up. All right, moving on to our must-hear section. Music that you have to have on your playlist. Y'all know me with my music. I'm real serious about my music. This artist, you have to download his music. He's timeless, y'all. Timeless. All right, Michael McDonald. Anybody that know me, I bump McDonald on a daily basis. I know some of y'all like, yo, you a hip hop dude. How you bumping Michael McDonald? Go listen to Michael McDonald and you fire music. So 3 songs that you have to have on your Michael McDonald playlist. Number 1, I'll Be Your Angel. Number 2, Distant Lover, his version of Distant Lover. And number 3, I Hang On Every Word. Fire songs. So make sure y'all tapping again to I Hang On Every Word, Distant Lover, and I'll Be Your Angel. All right, moving on to classic show or must-see show or stand-up or documentary. Y'all must see the new Jerry Springer documentary that just dropped last week. It's called Jerry Springer Fights, Camera, Action. And it's and if anybody that even heard of Jerry Springer at its height or how that was
a whole wave at one time.
Jerry Springer was like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Love and Hip Hop, all in one, y'all.
Yeah.
All in one at one time. At its height, it was ridiculous. So make sure y'all tap into the Jerry Springer documentary, Fights, Camera, and Action. Y'all already know what time it is. Moving on to our next segment. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snap, so you get classic movies, shows, documentary, original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. First hot topic of the night. Former WNBA player Liz Cabaj. I'm probably saying her last name wrong. Liz Cabaj is retired and she joined OnlyFans. And she made more money on OnlyFans in her first week than her entire NBA career. She made over $1 million the first week. What do you think about that?
And WNBA don't pay no money. They don't pay their players. The game is not really respected either. Did you see that Jeff Teague disrespect when he said the high school players could beat the WNBA? Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen it.
I mean, they got to get there's a disrespect there with the WNBA. I don't know. They don't make no money.
I mean, well, it's two things to that conversation. If they made more money, all right, ladies that's here, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. There's no NBA player that thinks a WNBA player that could, right? There's no college player that thinks a WNBA player that could beat him. I'm just keeping it real, right? Is it factual? We can't. We not playing. We not running 1v1s like that. So we can't say that it's all the way facts that there's not a woman that can't beat a guy in one game. We can't say that, right? But by and large, most college players would beat the ladies in the WNBA, right? Because guys are faster, stronger, and so on and so forth. I don't want to be redundant by saying that. The point that I'm making is that I think with the Jeff T thing that got kind of misconstrued is that the fact that there's a difference in the WNBA where you have WNBA players who are using the WNBA to leverage into other things instead of being a WNBA player. So when he said that, it stemmed off of Aja Wilson saying that she,
Right. That's exactly what happened. Yes, it was.
but I'm just giving it the layers.
Right,
That
right, right.
Wilson said that she could beat Josh Hart, who's a
Yeah,
known
she did.
defender in the NBA, and he
Right.
taller than her, stronger than her, faster than her. He
Right.
guards, she plays like a big. So you know what I mean. So that's where the conversation really came from. So if the
But
guy,
he still disrespected all of them, though. He said a high school team can beat the any WNBA. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this though. It's all support. If people supported the WNBA more, they would get more money. The people have to go out there and support. We can't talk racism and we can't talk sexism if you're not going out there and supporting your people.
very
Bottom line.
very
Bottom line.
very true. But again, ladies, please back me up in the chat.
Mhm.
There has to be real support from women.
Yeah.
Support WNBA more than women. That's a fact. The
Yeah.
guys in the NBA, like Kyrie Irving, for example, he gave $2 million of his own salary to cover the
Mhm.
salaries of some of the players in the
Mhm.
WNBA.
Mhm.
He's not the only player that did that.
Yeah.
The NBA subsidizes the WNBA.
Mhm.
The WNBA lost $40 million within their season. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that because the sport is trash. I'm saying it because this is true. So the
Mhm.
WNBA will succeed and will get paid more if
Mhm.
men would support the sport more.
And
I
the organization also has bad management because look how they had handled even Caitlin and Angel Reese coming into the league. They handled them all wrong. Instead of rolling out the carpet and treating them like they was Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they made them a target, and everybody was like kind of bullying them damn near out the league. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's poor marketing as well because they could have easily used that wave to propel themselves for some extra bread as well. I just feel like we're in a sexist society, you understand? And people have to get out that box and support. That's the only way they're going to turn around and respect it. Corporations are going to respect money at the end of the day.
But is it people or is it women? We can't be afraid to hold people accountable.
If you a fan in the game, I watch both. I watch both. So I
Exactly,
support. You understand?
exactly my point.
You know?
Men are supporting the WNBA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
When I go to Orlando Magic's game, I see a whole bunch of women at the game.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that when it's the WNBA's turn, show that same support because men, when we like sports, we go on the football games, we go on the basketball,
yeah,
we buy
yeah,
jerseys, we know the players on the team, and we're going to. So there has to be a thing that women see the sport and want to support the sport. That's the only
yeah.
thing to happen. I'm just keep it up. We have to be comfortable and unafraid to hold people accountable. And this is not a man versus woman thing.
No, it's not. No,
This
it's
is about support.
not.
And if we're
Right.
a particular
I
group
agree.
supportive, they gotta support. Simple and plain. But it's very interesting that this I think his name I said Kabad, her name is Cambridge. I'm sorry. Liz Cambridge. She made more money on OnlyFans 1 week than she did in her entire term in the WNBA. So I mean at the end of the day, like marketing has something to do with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have to take into account what the viewers want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now people have been saying they want to see the rim lowered because they want the girls to dunk. A lot of the women find issue of that, but
Mm-hmm. But
uh,
but stop right there. You nailed it. We live in a sexist society where people would rather see you in a dress. or in lingerie or in see-through than with a basketball. And that's just bottom line.
But that's not what I said.
No, I'm just saying you nailed it. You had made that point. Like, to me, in my opinion, she made more money doing that than basketball because we live in a sexist society where that's what they want to see. You understand what I'm trying to say? Bottom line.
I get that aspect. I get
right. That's just bottom line.
I get that aspect. But the point that I'm making, if people are saying, the people that are watching the sport is saying, yo, we want y'all to lower the rim because we want to see y'all boom. The NBA, the NFL has a history of incorporating rules that the fans want to see. That's a fact.
Do you want to see that though?
Do I want to see the women dunk?
Do you want to see females dunk though?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I feel like unless you're an anomaly and dunk the regular, like there's some I mean, to be honest, sometimes I enjoy some of the female games more because they're very physical. Like sometimes, to me, the NBA lost a lot of physicality in the game. And if you want to watch a good physical game, watch them females. They be trying to kill each other. Like they.
See, I'm not the average dude. I watched the WNBA when it first came out.
Me too.
I seen Cynthia Cooper.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops. Yes.
I seen Cynthia Cooper put chicks in a spin cycle for like 4 years straight. Won all the MVPs and won the championship.
Do you recall they went to West Fourth and won all day in the 4-on-4 pickup game? Did you? And it was men and women.
I didn't recall
they
that.
They won the whole day. Mm-hmm. And this is anybody could walk on. They beat college players, G leaguers, Rutger dudes. They stayed on the court all day.
But see, the thing is, again, in order for your lead, like any business, it's a business. This is not about feelings. This is a business.
Yeah, it is.
The NFL, they treat their lead as a business. So fans want to see a change. They like, yo, I like the game, but we really need to change this. They will change it. The NFL, for a long period of time, had rigid number restrictions. So if you quarterback, kicker, you got a nice single digit. If you play running back, you had to have a certain number. Now they done heard the fans like, yo, we want to see the plays in any number that they want. We want to see the kickoff being changed. We want to see these little small rules be changed. Same thing with the NBA, right? Now the WNBA, if they want to survive, they're going to have to listen to the people who support. If somebody is supporting your sport, then you have to listen. You can't say, well, now we're going to do it our way.
But they blow it every time because, all right, fine. You have these people that already come in with a following and you do not jump. You don't follow suit, though. Like to me, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came in with a whole following. Mm-hmm. You should have embraced that. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm trying to say? Even how the hell did you exclude her from the Olympics, man? Like how? Mm-hmm. Like that's all I'm saying. These people, this is the draw. She had more college numbers. The Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese college games got more views than the WNBA game. So why wouldn't you roll out the red carpet for these?
Right.
You're doing it to yourself, Carmen. But like I said, we in a sexist society. They force you into, like, I feel like, and this is the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the subject was she made more money, OnlyFans. That's what they want. It's we in a sexist society. You see it in everything. You see it in our rap. You see it in our, people would rather see you shaking your butt than rap. People would rather see you shaking your butt than shooting the ball. We in a sexist society, and the only way you're going to change that is to support what they're doing for real.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no, because if you ask most men, when we're watching sports, we're going to see the sport. And if we're saying this is what we want to see because you're supporting the sport, we're buying the tickets, then we want to see that. So we can't say that with rappers that, we rather see them in their thong. When I say all the time, even though I don't represent the whole world, like I grew up to women wearing a lot of baggy shit. So I like girls that wear baggy clothes. Like my first crush was T-Boz. And if y'all know T-Boz from TLC, she ain't wearing nothing tight.
But I'm only saying this because the subject you said, she made more money.
Right.
So that means more people wanted to see her. Nobody probably even knew she played basketball.
Now they did. They did.
They did.
She was a big draw because
Yeah, because I see it now too. Like a lot of the females have to do extra. They gotta put on makeup. They gotta do all type of stuff. Like instead of play basketball, we live in a sex. Like we have to get out of that. Like let them do what they want to do, man. Why everything gotta be sexualized?
I
You know what
think
I'm saying?
I think the big draw for this particular player in particular is the fact that she's what they would call like an anomaly because she's
Right.
like 6'9",
Mm-hmm.
thick. So if she's
Mm-hmm.
up there butt naked, you're gonna have bros that's gonna want to see a 6'9" chick stacked up. You're gonna have bros that's gonna want to see that. But when she was in the WNBA, she was a draw. She was a draw.
Yeah. She was like Brittany Griner.
No, she was like a
No, I'm talking about was she as good as Brittany Griner?
better. She was
She was
better.
better than Brittany Griner.
She was
I don't know. Yeah.
she was better. I'm telling you, she
Yeah.
because she's thick, she
Mm-hmm.
knew how to move her body. She was throwing her like she was Baby Shaq. That's
Mm-hmm.
how.
But I'm not gonna lie, there's people making crazy. Like I think Bad Baby or whatever made 200 million or something like that on OnlyFans. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, they making a lot of money over there too. No,
But see, here's the thing, and this is why I say it's not necessarily about sexism because
mm-hmm.
WNBA player cannot get on OnlyFans and they're going to generate that type of money.
You wait, time out. Now, this is where I'm gonna argue with you again. You don't think Angel Reese could go over there and make that type of money?
Facts, but
She will make $100 million if she went on OnlyFans tomorrow. You
I
don't think so?
100 mil, but she's
Oh
a
yeah.
girl because this girl that I'm talking about, she's very pretty as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not dissing Angel Reese. I'm saying if she went on OnlyFans, and of course her position in social media is completely different from this girl. This girl don't even talk on social media.
Right.
Angel Reese is already a draw on social media.
That's what I'm saying.
She's a draw in her sport. That
Mm-hmm.
more absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
let's keep it real. Sexism means all. All the WNBA chicks cannot get on
No,
OnlyFans.
I don't. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'd rather see
Mm-hmm.
dribble that rock, step back, pop. I'd rather see
Yeah.
that. I don't want to see, I'm not going to say their name, but I don't want to see majority of the women in the WNBA butt naked.
Me neither. I want to see them play basketball. It's sad that she had to do that. Like if my dream is to play basketball, that's what I want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's sad. To be honest, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But,
sad.
but not to segue, but when they talked about Angel Reese and how she don't want to be sexualized, she makes it confusing when
Yes, she does.
once you come out with the cheeks all out and the
Yeah,
breasts
Sports
all out.
Illustrated. I seen it. I seen it. I
So
was mad too because that could be my daughter. I wouldn't want my daughter outside like that. Like, put your clothes on. But I mean, she kind of made up for it when she got drafted. I like the way she looked when she got drafted. She like a lady. But I mean, you can't play both sides like you said. Like,
on draft night,
yeah,
nah, that was see through, bro.
it was see through it. No, I didn't. What I saw, I didn't think it
See-through.
was that inappropriate. I didn't think.
See
Yeah.
through. Yeah, the
Now you
bra.
gonna make me go look it up. Let me look it up.
That thing.
Let me not stick my face, my. Cause I gotta do my research now.
But again, I honestly believe it's case by case.
It's not that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Confusing. So
Yeah.
that this lady did this because she's pretty, because
Mm-hmm.
she's big. People gonna want to see it. Just like how I compare this to China. If y'all remember China from
Right. Yeah.
China was brolic and she had body. So when she goes do Playboy, that was a crazy issue. I was in high school when that came out.
Yeah.
I had to see it. I had to spend my money to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in high school, so it was kind of like that's beads sweating down the head. I had to go to get that. I couldn't get that in my own neighborhood because there's a lot of judgment getting Playboy in your own neighborhood. So
Right.
I had to see it because that was something that you're not supposed to see someone like that.
Right.
So I compared that to this lady Liz Cambridge. I've been tearing up her name.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to our next hot topic. A man arrested. A man arrested on the murder of Caleb Rayos, who's a 14-year-old student on his way to school.
Mm,
He was stabbed twice, and
mm,
he was stabbed in his heart. And
that's
what do you think about that?
mental illness. Like they're gonna have to change these laws, man, because there's too many repeated felons that's out in these streets. And then not even that, you got to, it's like the city don't want to pay for nothing. Like you have too many mentally ill people in these streets. You have too many. Where's the programs?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, yo, you want me to really break down what happened? To be honest, the city to cut costs threw all these people in jail. They took the drug addicts, and they took the mentally ill, and they threw them all in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Then activism exposed it, and then they defunded it. They deflated it. Now you put all these people in the street, though.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You put them all in the street, though.
Yeah.
You didn't fix it.
Yeah.
You didn't fix it. You just threw it. You just said everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
they that he wasn't even supposed to be out at all.
No,
the guy
that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of these people not supposed to. I mean, technically they wouldn't be out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what's going to happen? Like you forcing it to. They're going to say, "Well, we listen to you now. We're going to do it all." It's going to be worse. I can see the next 5 years. It's going to be worse. You think people getting locked up now?
And the city can't say they don't have no money. Like there's always money in New York City.
They cut a lot of rich people don't want. No, you know how much it costs for an inmate to live in a jail or a prison?
About like 80,000 a year.
Hell no, like $150,000 a year, bro. Each one.
Mm.
Who pay? And it don't even add up. Like it's taxpayer money. They don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
But there has to be a way because New York City is very innovative on gaining new revenue. Like you just seen the congestion thing happening.
They're good at stealing. All these people steal that. They're like, yeah, but how much of it goes to the actual people though? Do you see better streets in New York City from all these taxes they collected?
Never.
Do you see better buildings and streets? Do you see clean streets? Do you see you guys rats everywhere?
Rats everywhere.
They stealing all that money, bro.
It's more. People laugh when they hear this from me because I'm a born and raised Brooklynite, New Yorker, whatever. But there's more rats than the people in New York City.
Yeah, New York City got bad, man. Yeah. It's mismanagement. It's really mismanagement. You know what I'm saying? And you seeing in LA too with the eliminating little by little of civil service until you need it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to cut down the police force, the fire department, correction officers, sanitation, until you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Until you need it. You see what happened? You ain't got enough firefighters. You don't got enough this. You ain't got enough that because you cut all those costs. You want to defund everything out. You want to eliminate civil service until you need it.
And to add on to the California statement is that if you go by, because I was there not too long ago in California. If you go down to the area of like Hollywood Boulevard where they have the Walk of Fames, you have the homeless folks tents right on the star, y'all.
California's like one of the leaders of homelessness. I think one of the leaders. But another thing about California too, they stay with drought. So I could understand why they didn't have enough water in the because they just every year they have a damn drought. So I could understand why they don't have enough water in the fire hydrants to extinguish a lot of these fires.
But to say that or to see that this corporate building that generates billions of dollars on the same property, around the property, you have homeless people that pinch tents if on that same exact street. There's no reason why that we have people in this country that make billions of dollars, billions, and we have the amount of homelessness that we have. You know how much money if you gave every person $100,000, even though that's not your responsibility, you still want to be a billionaire, dog.
Bro, Elon Musk got enough money to give every man in the world $1 million. Why don't you do that, right? You know what I'm saying? He has enough money to give every man $1 million. That's why when I hear people say he's going to give a universal wage, what do you mean by it? He can do that now. He can give every man on this planet $1 million.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that will be crazy, right? If they say, "Yo, we're gonna give you $1 million and we're gonna lower the cost of living," but the reality, that's not going to happen. But for somebody that has all of that, this one person has all of that, and everybody has so little. There's something fundamentally wrong about that.
But that's politics. The rich stay rich, and you stay. You stay where you at. But now it's getting worse because now the rich don't want to pay nothing. They don't want to pay for nothing. You understand? Back in the day, they had to pay your insurance, pay this, pay that. Now they don't want to pay anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't want to pay anything.
Right, which is crazy because at the end of the day, going by the metric we just laid out, you still gonna be more than good. Cause to have that type of money, you have to have a system built where you don't get paid like everybody else. You don't get paid every week. You get paid every 10 minutes, every hour.
Every minute. They said Elizabeth, what's her name? Queen Elizabeth made $1 million a minute.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous money. And y'all don't realize these type of systems until you go into business for yourself. Because you sit back and think like, damn, yo, I made this in the course of a day. Now imagine if I made what I made today in half the day.
Yeah.
Imagine if I made in half the day in 6 hours, and then you go on from there. It's a system. So when you have $1 billion, you have a system where you make money while you're sleeping. You make money while you're moving. It's just crazy, and to have the type of homelessness that we have worldwide, you just can't explain it to me when you have people that make that type of money, and then it's on the same damn street. Like, listen to this metric, y'all. Before I move on, you have homeless people in tents sleeping on Hollywood stars, which are celebrated by Hollywood, by people that have great accomplishment,
Yeah.
movie business, and that same street is $1 billion street because this company that owns the block generates billions, if not trillions of dollars a year. The hypocrisy in that is wild to me.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Former Georgia quarterback, starting Georgia quarterback, might I add, Carson Beck has entered the transfer portal and is now signed with the Miami Hurricanes. What do you think about that?
I don't know what to think about that.
Do you think it's going to have an impact on the next season?
No. Georgia always could recruit. Georgia's one of the best recruiting teams, and I just I want to know why he left.
Well, I mean, what I think personally that it was amicable for both because Carson Beck supposed to be, this was before the season started, he was projected number 1 or number 2 quarterback. Him or Sanders was playing for the number 1 spot as quarterback going into this year's draft. Carson had a very rough season this year.
Yeah, he did.
Georgia was supposed to be undefeated and playing for the national title. They got bounced out. He got hurt and struggling before they got hurt. So I already know that Georgia kind of like replaced him moving forward because at the beginning of the year, for people that don't know about college football, especially these, they got players already in waning.
Yes, they do. 5-star players too. Yes, they do.
Even guy is supposed to be better that's there now, even when he's a junior, right? So the plan was he was supposed to go on the draft and the new kid was supposed to come in. So Georgia's going along with their plan. And because he didn't do what he was supposed to do this year, he just simply transferred to Miami to try to recapture that for next year because Cam Ward had a successful season with Miami. and they're talking about him being drafted #1, which I think is a mistake. He's a good quarterback, not
Mm-hmm.
than Shador, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He's at least conversation. So that's just enough for a player to go to Miami and to have a good season.
I didn't really like him anyway, to be honest. But
Okay.
good luck to him, man. I think because like you said, he was shaky during the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he turns the ball over a lot, in my opinion. I don't know. I wasn't really sold on him anyway, to be honest. But cool. I mean, good luck to him though.
But he did have an outstanding season the year prior. But a lot of people were starting to say, well, was it because the talent around
That's
him?
what I was getting ready to say. He had all the talent in the world around him though. But they always do, and they had some decent talent this year.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had
no,
decent talent, yeah.
it was top tier. But like I've been telling people, and y'all love to get at me in the chat until it actually happens. And when I tell y'all who's gonna win these games and why, and y'all be like, no, Ash, da, da, da.
Oh,
And I'm
you ain't giving me my props from a lot of my picks, man.
no, I did. I did.
Penn State,
I gave you
Notre Dame, Penn State. Well, Ohio State, Texas. Everybody coming.
yeah,
I'm listening.
I gave you love on your picks. I gave
Oh, okay.
you the Penn State and
Because when I said Penn State, you was like, get out of
no
here.
to the finals
Yeah.
championship. I did predict Penn State to beating SMU.
Yeah, you
I,
did.
I
You did.
predicted
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And when they played Boise, I said that Penn State would beat Boise. I didn't say
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I gave you your props for the picks. But what I'm
I
saying is,
got the upset too. I think Notre Dame gonna win.
I think Notre Dame's going to win too.
I
I,
think so.
again, these are my picks that people are like,
Yeah,
yo, you crazy, this, that, and the third. But when it happens, it get quiet, So,
yeah.
but
The coaching, man, that dude is different, man. Like he got them boy. Like if you know football, that coach know football, man.
yeah, but see, it's not at that level when you get to the finals like that, to the playoffs. All these guys know X's and O's, right? The main difference and the fundamental difference with Notre Dame more than any other year, they got top tier athletes. Prime.
But I'm telling you, like if you his how could I put this? He reminds me of that coach from Pittsburgh. Like
Tomlinson.
yeah, he can get them to do. There's certain people that can motivate. They X's and O's aside. There's people that can get the best out of you. You understand what I'm trying to say? He's one of those. He's
I,
one
I,
of those.
I like him as a coach.
He's one of those.
As a coach, but when it comes to college football,
Mhm.
that level, you need talent. I've never seen Notre Dame look this fast at all the skill positions. They have running backs, receivers, corners, and they look fast.
They do. But do they have more talent than Ohio State? I don't think so.
We can't say that because we look at the top tier of the talent at Ohio State and we say Ohio State is more talented.
They have the more 5-star recruits, right?
But you can't say that because the game is more than just the receivers. When you talk about Notre Dame's defensive line, the Notre Dame defensive line is more talented than Ohio State offensive line.
I could say that. I agree with that.
Notre Dame's receiving core, Notre Dame
Mhm.
quarterback core can match up with Ohio State's receiving core because
Mhm.
you got big guys who are fast that play corner and safety. Their running back core, Ohio State running back core, is not, I don't want to say better, but it matches up with the Notre Dame
No,
linebacker.
they match up well, but I'm talking about like on paper, Ohio State they supposed to run away with this game.
I don't see it that way on
I'm
paper.
saying on paper, but I'm still picking Notre Dame because I agree with you. I feel like they do match up well against Ohio State, and Ohio State be folding a little bit when you get a little too physical with them. You can't like even the games they lost when you get real fit. Like when
Who did they lose to?
yeah,
Who did they lose?
huh, huh,
Who did Ohio State lose to again?
Michigan,
Oh,
right? Michigan,
yeah.
yeah. When you get physical with them,
Go blue.
yeah,
Go blue. Go blue.
yeah.
Go
When
blue.
you get physical with them. they get a little rattled. You know what I'm saying? That and Notre Dame gonna come and play physical. You understand? That's
Yeah.
why I got the winning.
Yeah. So it's to me, talent wise, is more even than what people give it. Like if they had a better quarterback, then
Mm-hmm.
they have more talent. But Will Howard is very shaky. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a championship winning quarterback to me. No
Mm-hmm.
quarterback is also very shaky.
Mm-hmm.
Does things that elevates Notre Dame's play when they need a play. When they need
Right.
yards, he gonna go get them yards. When they need to complete a pass, he gonna complete that pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ohio
I
State,
agree. I agree.
when
I
Ohio State,
got Notre Dame too, so I agree. I agree.
Will Howard don't come through. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a good game. But shout out to Carson Beck. He's with Miami. And we're gonna see how that's gonna shape moving forward. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. The DOJ files a lawsuit against major landlords over all over New York City in the area over raising the rent costs. And the way they raise the rent costs is by using algorithms to set their rates, and that allowed them to make over $4 billion off of 1 million housing units. What do you think about that?
I mean, they do that everywhere. To be honest, they doing that everywhere. They need get them landlords, man. Like, shoot, people like you said. We said it earlier today. A livable wage. Like, people want to. Come on, man. You can't milk it down. But at the same time, they're responsible as well, because when you was getting that federal aid for the immigration, you was paying them landlords whatever to put the people in. You understand what I'm trying to say? You was giving them landlords whatever they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So now that the federal funding gone, you want to snatch it away. You understand? So you kind of caused it. You trying to act like you dropping the stick when you really the problem. You
Right,
understand? Like,
right,
that's the way I look at it.
right. That's
You
that's
know,
that's very fair to look at it that way. Um, this has been going on all over the world. I mean,
all over the world. Yeah.
I, they they make the. We spoke about this on a past episode where it's no longer a choice. Me personally, I rather rent because
Mm-hmm.
how the market truly is at this particular time.
Right.
Who choose to own because
Right.
that's the choice, and they rather pay the taxes on their house, and
Right.
it's lower like that, right? And it's
Right.
feel like they have more money that they can leverage if needed.
Right.
Go it that way, cool. But those are choices.
Right.
The way they align in it is making people feel like they don't even have a choice at this point.
No, hell yeah. Especially like and now that we don't have a choice and you're gonna muscle us, like, say, like me, I don't rent, but say if I did, the reason why I don't is that reason. I don't want to be paying, like, say I'm a good tenant and I paid my rent on time for I paid my rent on time. You never had to chase me down. Why are you raising my rent every 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Just because you want an extra dime in your pocket. You understand? Like, who's to stop you from raising it to an astronomical and forcing me to move, even though I've been a good tenant?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the reward for being a good tenant? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather pay taxes. At least I know what I'm going to pay. You know what I'm saying? And even if it goes up, I can see it coming. Like you're not going to raise it every year.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. I mean, there's complete logic to both.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It could, because I covered last episode how they even raised the housing mortgages. It's been
Yeah.
higher than it's ever been for the last like 5 or 6 months.
Because of the insurances, because of that, the catastrophes, everybody's in cars is getting like that too. They're raising
Yeah.
car insurance to
Yes.
starting this month.
Yes.
So all insurances is going to rate like whenever your taxes or your insurance raises, your mortgage is going to raise anyway. So that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Which is ridiculous.
It is. It is. And then these insurance. Now here's the crazy thing too. Look at LA. And then now you make me pay. The government makes you pay insurance.
Yeah.
And then something happens to my house. Now you should have invested my money right. I put my money in the system. It's made money for you. You a millionaire because I have to pay this. And then something happens to my house and you saying I'm not paying it. How?
Mm-hmm.
How?
I agree.
That's the craziest thing in the world. Watching what they doing. They did it in Florida first, let them get away with it. Now they doing it in California.
They was doing it out here crazy.
Yeah, Florida's bad. Yo, my parents might have to move because they raised the insurance so crazy. The house, like, come on, man. People on fixed incomes. That's one of the most retired people go to Florida.
Yes, yeah. And then people I joked about I didn't joke about it. People really have to start doing research on where's the most cost effective place to live. And when
Yeah.
certain places, some of my friends would be like, yo, you bugging. So I danced with the fact that I was gonna think about moving, not necessarily because of the cost, because everything that it got, it just gives what I need, my lifestyle, music, and everything that I'm doing with the podcast. I thought about moving to Texas because
Right.
everything that I have going on, great weather. It wasn't necessarily for a financial situation, right?
Right.
I'm pretty comfortable, right? But at the end of the day, I still did my research on other places. So when
Mm-hmm.
my boy, I said, "Yo, Wichita, Kansas is the most affordable place to live, and you get a super bang for your buck." He was like, "Wichita,
So
Kansas,
who the hell want to live over there? And it's tornado lane.
right? Right? See,
Who want to live over?
but
Hell no.
but everywhere has something, right?
Yeah, and wherever you move, you got about 5 years before they start rebuilding over there.
Right. So at the end of the day, people really have to do their research before they move,
Mhm.
because if you're going to live a certain way financially before you move there, you need to do the research because things will get marked up.
Mhm.
Because you don't go there hoping that things going to go down. You want it,
Mhm.
but more than likely things is going to get marked up. So that's why
Mhm.
Kansas in particular, because I was like, if I ever moved to Wichita, Kansas, I mean, I live pretty well now, but I can't imagine if I moved to Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, I'm comfortable too, but I always preach this: don't live too much above your means. Don't try to know your. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Yeah,
want to be Louis Vuitton and Gucci when you a polo person. You understand? If
yeah.
if, if you an Old Navy polo person, be an Old Navy polo person.
hmm Even though that's not the same though, but I feel like
I'm just saying levels,
yeah,
Old Navy polo, but then I'm saying
yeah.
everybody want to be Gucci, Louis Vuitton, you know what I'm saying, Dolce and Gabbana, and you ain't got it like that.
Yeah,
That's what be happening though.
no, I get it. I get it because I'm just being a
Yeah.
snake. Uh, but y'all do y'all research before y'all
Yeah.
move, and know what you're getting into financially. Don't be afraid to make moves, y'all. It's
Mhm.
not. Don't be afraid to make those decisions. It's better when you're able to move with
Mhm.
family, but don't be afraid to make moves because a lot of times, especially growing up in New York City, there's a lot of scarcity. It's like, so I
Mhm.
like my family be like, you want to move to the country, and moving to the country to New Yorkers is like moving to Virginia,
Mhm.
Atlanta, South,
Mhm.
and my family's originally from the DMV area,
Mhm.
so nobody ever thought I would live in Florida. So
Mhm.
you
To
know,
be smart, you should move because you'll get that money. Like most of the houses blew up. The bubble blew up so fast. That's the quickest way to make $200,000-300,000 without. You know what I'm saying? You picked the right area and it bubbled. You made a quick $100,000-200,000. You could bank that, invest that, and get you something decent.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So you should move. Like I feel like especially if you from the north and move to the south, because it's so astronomical in New York. Like your pensions could sustain you down south more, but but I mean, even with the bubble, it's way cheaper than New York.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's 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 close, but you get what I'm saying. It's you.
Yeah, and no, it's not close because you can get the price that people pay for a 3 bedroom in New York. You can get a 5, 6 bedroom in down south for
Yeah,
sure.
it depends on the area. So South Carolina, North Carolina, for a fact.
Yeah,
For,
yeah, and Georgia,
for a fact.
some
And,
parts of Georgia, some parts.
and Georgia, for a fact.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Florida right now because
No, Florida, hell no. You're not getting a house price, $1 million. You ain't getting a house.
it's not hell right. I'm telling
Yeah,
you. But
yeah,
Georgia prices make you want to move there. That's what gets you to Georgia. Just you
yeah.
see a 4-bedroom house for like 260. You'd be like, oh,
Well,
listen.
not no more. It's like 400 now. It used to be like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I came out there, it was like that. When I came out there, it was like that. But now
Yeah.
it's 200,000 more. So why wouldn't you sell your, like, why wouldn't you
Right.
sell
Right.
and bank that? You know what I'm saying?
And
I
compared to New
don't.
York houses,
Huh?
and compared to the average New York house, that
Hell no. Way better. You getting a new house. You getting a
right,
new house. They
right,
building houses out here.
right. See, for an
Yeah.
average New York house, that's about 500,000-600,000. It's just you getting steps, you
That's
get
it.
you get a
3 bedroom, 2 bath, or something like that. Yeah.
with that type of money in the South,
Yeah.
you getting property. That's
Yeah.
completely different. It's property. You have a nice big gate, a drive that's a mile long. You get
Yeah.
the grand entrance. You get the whole shebang. So
Truth be told, you could be a millionaire. You sell your house in New York, you can make 600,000 to 800,000. Then come to Georgia, pick up one home, then sell it and get an extra 200,000-300,000, and then you go to your next. You
yeah,
would be a millionaire. Mess around like for real. Like if I knew what I knew now, I'd be a super millionaire. I'd be shit. Man,
yeah.
let me run this back. I'll be sure you sure.
All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. So question: Will Deion Sanders leave Colorado for the NFL? He's recently been asked would he take an NFL job. He's been saying no, 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 no up until a couple days back where he says it would intrigue him if a team was to draft both his sons. It would intrigue him to take the position. What do you think?
I think he leaving. If somebody like Dallas took both, because Jerry Jones would do some crazy thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like that, will take both his sons. Yeah, he's put it out there. He already put it out there. Once you said it, that's your price.
Yeah, yeah,
That's your price.
yeah,
Somebody gonna do that.
yeah. I mean, I think, and again, people was killing me, but I think the Raiders is going to trade for the number one pick and take
Mhm.
Bill Sanders. And there's a few reasons why. People forget that Tom Brady is either the minority owner or the majority owner of the Raiders. Who is Shador signed to? His brand signed to? He signed to Tom Brady, TB12 brand. He's
Mhm.
a major influence in Shador's growth. So it would not surprise me if the Raiders said, we're going to trade off for Shador
Mhm.
before Shiloh value
Mhm.
in the later rounds. So it'd
Mhm.
be very easy to draft him in the 6th or 7th round.
I
Because
would do that in a heartbeat. You know the ratings that they would get having them on that team with Dion coaching. The
in,
ratings would go. They would make their money back like 2 seconds.
in,
And
in,
he got his out because he just drafted that 5-star quarterback. So he left them with a star. He could
mhm.
say, "I left you with a star. Go ahead."
Well, he left. He's going to leave him with two because he got two.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So he
That's
got,
what I'm saying. He
got
got his out. I
mhm.
see him leaving because he said it. He said, if they took both my sons and offered me the job, yeah, hell yeah, man.
And then not to mention the Raiders just fired Antonio Pierce. So
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if he took the job. But I have to be honest because Deion Sanders is my favorite athlete of all times. I would
really?
be disappointed. I would be disappointed if he took
Why?
because you're a leader of men and you built yourself up to be the leader of men. You've led your children up until this point. Now they have their wings. Let them fly. Let them be the men that they need to be for themselves. What more growth can you give your sons as far as what they need to succeed? Everything that's in them right
They
now.
already millionaires. Build your dynasty some more, man. I look at it different. Just like, all right, that's, to be honest, that's a better situation to me than LeBron and his son. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a better situation. You
It
done brought the wealth all the way home. Like, why
it
not?
it is, but it isn't because they already get into the bag. They already are successful. So if you've been coaching them all their life, they don't know what it's like they don't know what it's like for you not to be their coach. In the NFL, when you get around grown men, and the NFL is different from the NBA. We're talking about 50 something dudes, 60 something dudes on the team. You have a grown men in that locker room, and you have the quarterback as the son and the defensive back as the son. It's a bit too much. It would have been different if he didn't coach them in college. He coached them all through their life, all through their life. Let them young men go be great and stand on their own,
I
because
disagree because as a fact, just like what father wouldn't do that? Remember Archie Manning took Eli away from the Chargers, said put him on the Giants, man. You got to put your sons in the best place to succeed. What better place than my system? You understand what I'm saying? Because
but see again,
these players have to adjust to a system. It may not be for them.
right? But Dion's system, he doesn't have a system. He doesn't.
He'll make one for his children.
But
It's going to be built around his sons, though. That's all I'm saying.
that's what he's been doing. He's been building around a system
Yeah.
that on Shador's skill set, right? Which is not calling it wrong. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, right? But you're a leader of men. There's other young men that will benefit more from your tutelage at this point in time, because they came to Colorado for you. No matter what other coach go and leave and this, that, and the third, people come to Colorado for you. These two young men has had the benefit and the privilege of calling you dad and coach all their childhood.
Man.
So
All
they've
right. So charity first, dad first. Which one's going to come first?
always being a dad, but
Okay.
but now you're the coach. You've been their coach. You've been their coach. So as a grown man, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, I used to work with my pops, and me and him argued on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That was my man, 50 grand. Nobody could say nothing against my father.
Right.
But I still needed my room to grow elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that for them as well, especially in the NFL locker room. This is different. NFL locker room, you can't have that type of structure and system in place, especially if he's already been coaching them all day life.
I just look at it like this. You can't do it for the game if the game could fire you at any time. You got to do it for you. Like you. I hear what you saying, but he ain't gonna be no good to them kids if he get fired either. You understand? Like, have your destiny. I would put my destiny in my own hands as much as possible. It's my terms, my dreams, my terms, my. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
But see, that's the thing. He's not getting fired from Colorado. He just got an extension. Dion affects the local community of Colorado. He's not going nowhere if he doesn't want to go anywhere.
they said that when he was at Jackson.
Jackson.
And he's gone. He's at Colorado.
Right.
Like,
But he left Jackson.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like you can't love. It's a business at the end of the day, right? I hear what you're saying with the men and all. It's a business at the end of the day, and I'm going to do what's best for me and my family first.
I think he's done that. I mean, what more do you want when having your son?
Of course, he's done that, but I think he's going to continue to do that. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, but I would be disappointed if he takes an NFL job, because you just went through a whole recruiting cycle convincing other young men to come to your school, and they come into the school for the tutelage and the benefit of prime time. They didn't come there for Colorado. They came there for prime time. And being that them kids signed their letter of intent already, and they at the school, and then you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go coach my son." Y'all understand, right? Nah, I'm gonna lose respect for that. And he's my favorite athlete of all time. I'm gonna lose respect for that move in particular if he was to do that. I'm gonna just be honest.
I hear you, but I wouldn't care either way. I feel like he paid enough dues, and he did a lot for the college game where he made it more fair and made it possible. He's one of the big reasons why these kids could transfer the way they transfer now anyway. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, he did a lot for the game anyway. You understand?
That all goes to my point on him standing on business when he said out of his own mouth. This would be completely different if he said, "Well, you just never know. If I feel like I need to go, I'm gonna go." He's been saying, "I'm staying. I'm not going nowhere. I don't have my sons lead me. I lead my sons." So just on added to that premise alone, now when your sons go to one particular team, now you want to go? Come
It
on,
depends. If somebody offer you the world, you wouldn't take it. That's
it,
all I'm saying,
but
because that's what's
but
going to happen.
but he has the world though. That's the that
He
like
don't have the world yet. He could be super on top of the world. He got both his sons on the NFL. Wait a minute. What's better than having both your sons on a college team, both your sons on an NFL team?
I think
With
it,
you coaching?
I think it's
That's the dream of a
I,
lifetime.
I think it's a setup for failure if he was to do that. It's a
You
setup.
know what? I agree with that. But I still would take it because I'm gonna get that bread. You ain't gonna get that bread. No, what he can make 20, 30, 40 million dollars. But you know what though? You know what though? Thinking about it in depth while we talking, he may not go nowhere because they're saying that college is going to become more successful than the NFL.
It's the new business.
It's the new business, and I was watching a few shows with these rich people talking about they're invested in college football and in colleges because that business is lucrative. It's even more lucrative than the NFL. So he may not. He may not because I forgot about that conversation.
And not to compare it, but the UConn coach turned down the Laker job. My
Yeah,
less because, but he has more control at UConn. When you get
yeah,
a Laker job, you got to do things the Laker way. If he goes
yeah,
to the Dallas Cowboys, it will be a marketing machine, right? But
yeah,
marketing has a begin and an end. He's not going to have full control because Jerry Jones
yeah.
has a
And
history.
UConn's a big school, a big basketball school. Like college sports is blowing up, man. I don't know if people are aware, but college sports is people are more hooked.
To college.
Yes, yes. They go to
Yeah,
them games. And I'm out here, I'm in Georgia now. Everybody got a Georgia flag on their door. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no Atlanta Falcon flags on nobody's door.
right, right. That's what we told my hip hop earlier that sports is a subculture.
Yes,
It
it is.
don't matter what color, what class you rock with Georgia.
Yeah.
Come over here. You want a beer? Come
Yeah,
watch the game.
yeah, yeah. It's like that. Yo, moving out here, I'd never seen that before. I mean, I've been to Giant and Jet games, but when you come out here,
It's
these
different.
Georgia fans is different.
It's different. It's different. So me personally, I already stated the reason not to regurgitate. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, but I would
Mhm.
like it. I get the point that you were saying that coaching your sons, this was
Yeah,
the first time it's ever been done, but I believe it's a setup for failure because in college football, he's been successful, but
yeah.
he didn't have a system in place where he was like the champion of.
Mhm.
So now he goes to the NFL. It feels more like a marketing tool for the NFL than for him as a player because either way they win. I mean, him as a
And
coach,
that rope is smaller. Like they'll give you 3 years in Colorado. You ain't may not have like even I heard them entertaining letting Tomlin go after the Pittsburgh law. And you know how great a coach he
right?
is.
And the only
So
reason, and the only
yeah,
reason
that leash is short in the NFL.
and the only reason why Tom has had his job for as long as it is because that particular organization don't
Yeah,
believe in firing in their coaches.
yeah,
They've only had maybe like 5 or 6 head coaches
yeah.
ever.
He's a hell of a coach, though. He don't deserve to be fired. They
Right,
still made the playoffs, and that team, to be honest, that team ain't as tough as his previous teams. He still
right.
makes the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. The NFL, in my opinion, is it wins either way because marketing is Deion Sanders, Shador, but let them have a bad game. Let them have a bad season. Get him out of here. He's
Yeah, yeah,
the setup.
yeah.
So I wouldn't like it, but it ain't up to me. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was to make the move. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Uh, Another question: is corporate freak offs a routine occurrence that most people just don't know about? What do you think?
Yes.
Let us know in the chat, y'all. Let us know in the chat what they think about that. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And why so? Elaborate on why so.
We talk about this all the time. We talk about this all the time. Like it, I don't know why it's so far fetched. Like how many jobs you had where the secretary is messing with the boss,
Right,
or the boss will take favor to a girl and sudden she got a better position than you and
right,
put her. She
right.
don't do no work, or she in his office all day while you work. I mean, we see this all the time.
Yeah.
Like you, look at the police chief.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
just seen it. Like they all do it, fake all that overtime so she could be in the room with him doing their thing. Like
Yeah.
that's what this is regular.
Mm-hmm.
We live like this.
And it's crazy the outcry that people have after we hear about this, but this is a
Mhm.
regular
This
thing.
is regular everywhere. You know
Be-
what I'm saying?
Before I
You
even
flabbergasted. How? You see this every day.
before I even got into music and the jobs that I work, people at the job always was
Hmm.
messing with each other on the job. And
Especially the supervisors for favor.
yes,
For favor. You ain't want to do what I did, so you mess with the supervisor and did nothing because
yeah,
that was your job to go mess with him. It was easier to mess with him than do what we was doing.
yeah. So it's not. This is not a far fetched thing. It's
No.
when you dealing with state jobs, city jobs.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
down like
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
officers that come to me or come to my company for taxes. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know stories, but they done told me some stuff that done happened
Yeah.
was it was on the job stuff. So at the end of the day, this is a regular occurrence in
Yes, it is.
everywhere.
Everywhere. And it's all good until the person don't get what they want.
Yes,
It's always all good until the person don't get what they want.
yes, I agree. I
And
agree.
we at an age now where you are actually being like if some like who's the predator and who's the prey. Some people can see you a sexual predator and will play on you just to put you in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm trying to say? Some people
Yeah,
going to get that bag because now you have things like equal opportunity employment laws and all type of things that they can sue you for. So they will play you
yeah.
because you can't help yourself.
Look at the situation with Fox Sports.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
and
yeah,
what's going on with Fox Sports.
yeah.
I mean, this is
Sometimes you get locked up and you don't even know you getting locked up. Like it's like that now. You know what I'm saying? You got to be strong. Like you can't be weak just for everything. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what people. We in an age now where you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
allegedly the girl that's suing Fox Sports and everybody said that the host Joy Taylor told her because she told Joy Taylor, "Yo, it's not a good look that you messing with him and that dude.
Hmm.
It's a bad look." So
Hmm.
Joy Taylor alleged response was, and this was regarding the head of content at Fox Sports, was like,
Hmm.
"I already have it lined up to where I
See?
seem like this is all on him that he was sexually harassing me.
Yeah.
I could, bust my move." So
And
you,
he probably got your phone number, everything. You gave me your number. You come in with that red dress all the time. You showing your butt. You got the. But hey, you got to be stronger than that, brother.
yeah,
You got to be
yeah,
stronger than that. I keep telling you, it's a different age. Like you can't, today's, but we live in a sexist society. People really can't control themselves.
and that goes for both men and women, y'all. That goes
Yeah.
for both. I know people say, "Well, sexism only could be for men." For the most part, yeah, but there's women out there that's dangling that carrot.
Oh yeah. And
God,
and it's more dangerous because you stupid. They getting something out of it. You not getting nothing out of it. You just want to bust a nut. They really trying to get the bag, like
right,
for real.
right,
You playing around.
right. But even though what I'm talking about is not a norm, that's just an exception. But we're talking
Yeah.
about most of the time is men. I
Yeah, it is. It is. It is men all the time. 90% of the time, it's men. You do it.
Hands down. Hands down.
Yeah,
Hands
yeah.
down. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Federal judge reduced the $71 million of the OMG Girl payout to T.I. and Tiny from $71 million to $17 million. What do you think about that?
They suing everybody, man. They not playing. But I don't know. Maybe the girl ain't have it. I don't know.
Well,
I gotta read it.
it was the
Huh?
company
I
that
don't think they had it. They probably ain't have it.
they probably ran through them books and was like, yo, what?
Yeah, they ain't. I mean, I can't see why. But to be honest, why do you need that much money, like, to get your point across? Like, they ain't have it.
Yeah, I never see it as a need. If it's old, then I want it. If it's 101 million, I want my 101 million to do what I want to do. 101 million.
I hear you, but they gotta have it. You know what I'm
True,
saying?
true, very
They gotta
true,
have
very, very true. So if you got 17, I want 17.
Yeah,
If
they're
you
gonna
got
get something though. I believe they're gonna get it. But kudos to them, man. Stop playing with people's name, man. Kudos to them.
anyone check
Kudos to them.
Fox recently? No, what happened to Jamie Foxx? I know he did the the special.
The last time I heard about Jimmy Fox, he got hit with something.
He got hit with a lawsuit.
Nah, physically, he got hit with something happened. He got hit with a bottle or something.
Oh wow, he's been happy
Yeah.
lately.
I
Well,
don't, from what I read, but I didn't really get invested in it. I didn't really get invested in it.
all right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Uh, Fat Joe has stepped down as the host of the BET Awards. What do you think about that?
He had a good run. Who knows why? Maybe he didn't want to do it no more. Maybe they want to go in another direction. You know what I'm saying?
I think we all know why though, and it stemmed from the
Say it. Say it. Say it.
it stemmed from the conversation earlier. The foundational culture people
Yo,
and
I knew he was gonna say that. I
it's
don't.
not having.
Yeah, but to be honest, he got the right to stick up. Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta stop being like that. Like, he just stuck. Like, I don't know. Fat Joe's one of them dudes that he speaks fair. He speaks fair, but he's gonna speak up for his culture as well. Like, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's what see. Fat Joe in particular, I always show Fat Joe respect,
Mm-hmm.
admiration because of his mindset. For the simple fact that he never separated fundamental culture people and Latinos.
Right, right,
He always
right,
got on Latinos,
right,
always seen themselves as white people and separated from their natural essence from Africa, right?
right,
And I've always respected that about him.
right.
But this particular situation, I cannot respect because
Why?
all foundational people racist after him in particular. His biggest fan base is not Latinos. His biggest fan base is us.
But he's only responding to what Lord Jamar said, which was a racist comment. It's not like he came out the blue and said that. Now, if he would have came out this is what. Now, listen. This is my thing. Now, knowing Fat Joe's history, why doesn't he get a pass? Like you just said it. You know he don't mean it in a racist space. He's responding to a racist comment made by someone else.
The reason why he don't get a pass for this particular instance because instead of making it about one particular person or or individuals, he made it about the people.
But
And
they came for him though. Like organizations came for him. And where is these organizations? I never even heard these organizations first
it,
off until now.
it, it,
Why?
it doesn't right. The organization came for him after the comments. His comment was supposed to be in response to Lord Jamar. So
Right.
responded to Lord Jamar, he spoke about the whole people. So again, if we've been giving you past this whole time based on what we've seen from you, and then it takes this person over here to say something that you don't like, that you don't agree with, which is fair. You don't have to agree with it. and make that statement about the individual. You don't throw the whole group into the pack like you separated from us.
I just don't look at Fat Joe as a racist. I'm sorry. I mean, and I've been around him for years. I don't look at him as a racist. I don't.
But see,
Now he may say something. Now he's a street dude. He's not a politically correct. Like, come on, we having a conversation. Like, we not even us talking right now, we not gonna be 100% in check with everything we say. You understand what I'm saying? So every little thing you say wrong, somebody gonna come and check you.
It's gonna nitpick, right? But what he said is what he said about the people. Instead of making it about the individual, and then he doubled down on it. That's what makes it funny now, because all this time your response should have been, I'm a part of you and you're a part of me. So all this separation is that should have been a part of what he's saying. But I get the fact that you're saying he's not necessarily.
But we in the real world, we are kind of separated. There is a racist component between Latinos and Black people. That's a fact.
There is. That is, I agree with you, right? But his mantra for all these years is that there is no separation. That was a part of his mantra. His mantra, as a part of his mantra was getting on people who were Spanish or Latino, like, yo, y'all need to get it together.
I didn't never look at him. I looked at it like he repped it. I looked at it like he said.
I didn't finish my point. My point. He always kept us and the Latino, and I put it in air quotes, the Latinos together, because we all one and the same. And when you separate it and speak of separation because somebody say something that you don't like, it's out of pocket, because now you're showing your true colors after the same people that you're speaking about is the main people who supported your music.
This is where I say it gets divisive. Now, if we in this together, right? He always repped the Latino culture. Even his squad, Temper Squad, they was all like Latin Kings. Like he always repped his culture. If somebody attacks your culture, you're going to defend your culture. That's how you're supposed to do. I feel like he had the right to do that, especially if you attack them first. Like, he didn't come out the blue and start that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's crazy. He contributed to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He's a contributor.
That's not a fact. Because what he responded to was the documentary that they put together about the start and the birth of hip hop. And he was feeling a type of way because he said Latinos had helped start hip hop.
They did.
So but that's what I'm saying.
All right.
If that's the divide, right? You don't turn that into a race component. You don't do that.
He didn't start that though. He's just defending what somebody else said. They saying that they didn't. Like, they say there's a component that said there's a racial component that says Latinos did not contribute to the origin of hip hop.
But that wasn't their original stance. They said what I said, that us as foundational culture people started it, but Latinos contribute to the culture of the growth. There's nothing wrong with saying that. So how do you turn that?
Because you have to. All right, we're comparing facts at this point. You understand? I'm trying to say, not making it so. Now this is a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm trying to say? Not saying that you didn't. Maybe we got to have this conversation. Maybe we got to go to the elders and we have to get this right. You understand what I'm trying to say? Not say, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be going to the elders, because sometimes there's a history that you miss.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right. So, but based on that principle, just so stay where you at right there, right?
Okay.
Based on the documentary and them doing their fact checking and everything, that us as people started it.
Who's fact checking?
The people that did it. When it came to Nasheer, I forget the brother's last name, Lord Jamar, and a couple other people that did the fact checking based on other people that's elders in hip hop. They checked with their elders of hip hop, because again, it didn't start with Lord Jamar.
No, but the beef started with Lord Jamar. It started with Lord Jamar and Crazy Legs, then it spilled over.
No. Hip hop didn't start with Lord Jamar.
I'm saying the argument. It started with Lord Jamar and Crazy, but Lord Jamar has been known to be wrong and apologized numerous times.
But that is a fact, right? But based on the documentary that they did was done through the elders, their elders of hip hop, right? So based on that, and they said what they said, Fat Joe said what he says, right? But what makes it divisive is that now you're separating yourself from a group that you supposedly supposed to be a part of. So if I have a family,
I
and then
didn't take it like that though. That's all I'm saying. 'Cause I sort of math off. If I heard what he said, but I did not take it like that because of the history. Like I know what he meant when he said that. Like,
if you have family and you have relatives,
right,
you if you got beef with any of them, whether it's your family or your relative, because people like, what's the difference? Family is the people who you really look at as your family, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
Into. So if you have beef with either one of them, you're not going to say it as you're separating yourself. Regardless of what they say is out of bounds, you can still check them without separating yourself.
But that's not being truthful. We do have a racial, like everywhere you go, even, and we share the same communities. Hip hop was started in the Bronx, right?
Well,
Latinos and Black people share this space. Even in jail, we go through this, right? Jail's the same way. Latinos and Black people be at each other's neck, right? We share the same space. Most of the times, our beefs, we have the wrong beef, in my opinion. We be having the wrong beefs. We sitting
I
there
agree.
fighting each other.
I,
We have the wrong. That's just my opinion. We
I,
sitting there fighting each other, but we all in jail. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree
That's
with
the best way I could put it.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But him stepping down for the Hip Hop BET Awards,
Mhm.
I feel like is the right time and the right move at this particular time. I
I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know it had that much traction where worldwide where he had to step down. That's sad. That's sad though. That's a bad day in hip hop. We should have let that elevate. See, now it's divisive. Now we segregated him from the culture when we should have had this conversation. The conversation has to lead to unity at the end of the day. It
what
can't.
what you're saying right now, I agree with. What you're saying right now, there's a component to what you're just saying that I agree with the fact that now it becomes divisive. Now it becomes
Yeah.
cultured people versus Latino
Yeah,
women.
yeah. Because we doing this together. No matter it at this point, I don't even care who started this. We did this journey together. We did. I was there the whole time. I mean, I grew up in hip hop. I'm 55 years old. Grew up in hip hop, bro. And whenever I went to a hip hop event, it was just as many Latino people as it was Black.
I agree. I'm not.
And we did this journey together. It's crazy that this is segregated. It's becoming segregated like this. You know what I'm saying?
But see, we and that's another component that we got to stop doing. We got to stop letting individuals take on the life of itself. But
Yeah.
why it takes a life of itself is when the individuals speak on a whole a whole culture instead of the individuals. That's like me saying I got a problem with Kendrick Lamar. I'm not going to say I got a problem with Cali.
Yeah, but Lord Jamar started that. Why he don't get the backlash like that? He started that. He said that Hispanic people were not present. He really said the word. They wasn't there. That's what he's trying to say.
Mhm.
That's not true. That's all I'm saying. That's not true. They was there the whole time. Now you could say certain components have more people of color than others, yes. But we did this whole journey together the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We did this whole journey together the whole time. That's all I'm saying. Why segregate like it should be? I
But
mean,
see,
it's beyond my control, but
the
it's
other,
unfortunate.
the other part of that door is to say that because we had the journey the whole time, but it wasn't started, it still shouldn't be divisive. Everything that comes out of culture people mouth, it shouldn't end up in being divisive. Because every time it comes out of other people's mouth, it's not divisive. People just take it on the chin. Why do it have to be divisive when we say something That could possibly be true based
But
on.
what was the purpose of you saying it like that? Like I never understood why Lord Jamal said that in the first place. Like, what was the purpose of you saying that?
It
Like,
was,
I feel like we don't own. To be honest, neither side has an ownership in it anyway.
but it was based on what the documentary was. So if it's based on their research and their knowledge, like it kills me. Us as people, we question each other's knowledge, but we'll sit there and listen to somebody that don't even wash their ass about health. We don't even question it, but we will question each other about each other's research. Like somebody told me the other day, like, yo, I believe you, but I don't believe your research. So you saying I don't know how to read?
Yeah, but research also has to come from a trusted source, or it's just propaganda at this point.
So again, I don't know how to read because if I know
Mm.
that research comes from a trusted source, but we also have to be aware of the sources as well. So you're saying that I didn't have the knowledge to properly vet my sources from what I read, but you don't.
No, I feel like certain people don't have the right to even bring that up. I believe that the sources should be from the founding fathers. You should have certain people that's still alive from the founding fathers to sit down and say, this is what it was and this is what it wasn't. Even if someone did a documentary, that's their take on it. It may not be true. Just like somebody said, we came from gorillas and apes. Do you believe that? That's somebody's research. Or that you 1/8 of a man. That's somebody's research somewhere. You understand what I'm trying to say? You can't really hold yourself to certain things. Like I feel like a trusted source with history should come from the elders. And you froze all the way. Damn, Ashley froze all the way.